Whew, I barely made it. This makeup kicked my butt. My eyes just started watering. The makeup was running and I was crying and I was like, oh, these contacts look so cool. It feels like someone's itching my eyeballs constantly.
My eyes just can't stop watering.
Nobody wants to see that. This makeup was inspired by Attack on Titan's Colossal Titan.
I started this look by blocking out my eyebrows and applying No Pore Blem Primer. Then I began sketching out the design on Colossal Titan's face. I used a light brown eyebrow pencil because it could be covered easily and blended in later on. There's a section of muscle underneath each eye, a section over the chin that is muscle, and a small section above and below the lips. The lips will be painted over with teeth later. The nose section is sectioned off and just appears like a light skin tone. There's a slender section of skin that divides the muscle underneath the eyes and the muscle covering each cheek. There's also a large section of muscle just above each temple along the side of the head. I added a few details of vertical muscle striations on the cheeks and horizontal muscle striations along the head to help guide the makeup later. Next, I applied Natural Fair cream makeup from Ben Nye to all the skin tone sections of the look. I applied it with a beauty blender to the head for even coverage and with a brush over the nose and along the skinny sections. I went over the brush sections with a beauty blender again to even out the coverage and smooth out any heavy-handed areas. Adding the cream makeup creates a nice flat appearance, which creates more contrast between the water-activated makeup and adds to the effect that this look is from a manga or anime. I applied Natural Fair to the outside and inside of the ear as well. Next, I applied red from the Blue Squid Pro palette to all the muscle sections of the makeup. I created a custom color on my hand with red, pink, and orange that fit the look because I didn't like the classic red that I had. In hindsight, this look took way longer because I had to mix up the makeup on my hand each time, but I think it gave the muscle sections a little more dimension overall. I mixed red with brown to outline the borders of these sections to create some depth where the muscle meets the skin. I went back over these sections with a cream color that was pretty much red, white, pink, and brick orange mixed together. I used this mixture for the high points of the muscle striations. I added the teeth over the top and bottom lip using classic white from Mehron. I used a brush of the same width so it could dictate the size with each brush stroke. These teeth are pretty small and you'll notice Colossal Titan has a ton of them. In the anime, he has way more than a normal person. I tried to stay pretty close to the reference photo. I pulled a deeper red between the teeth for the gums, outlined the mouth section to give it more depth, and went in between each tooth with black to stay true to the original art. The cheeks also have a ton of teeth, and they're even smaller than the center. This part is kind of meticulous because you can't really envision the end of the makeup as you're painting on these little baby teeth. For the rows of teeth along the cheeks, I painted 7 or 8 teeth for each row. The teeth here aren't super detailed, they're just simple brush shapes. I tried to cram quite a few into the space, but I couldn't quite match the anime, which has 10 to 12 per row of teeth. This Titan has that platinum dental insurance. He's buying floss in bulk. When the teeth were done, I used a more pale highlight to brush in all the high points on the skin sections. I wanted to give the skin more depth and follow the reference photo I was using. The highlights were pretty much all around the muscle sections, outside of the nose, along the head vertically, which I went over with a beauty blender again to blend into the foundation. I filled in the other muscle section below the right eye and added the muscle striations with alternating highlights. Once the highlights were complete, I added shadows to all the low points of the skin using Ben Nye Character Shadow. These sections included the brow wrinkles, the corners of the eyes, and a few along the head. Next I moved down to the muscles of the neck and filled in the left cheek surrounding the teeth. I added vertical muscle striations using that same cream color, deep red with the brown, and a very light red with mostly white. You can put a little water on the brush and dab any sections that are too heavy-handed. The muscle striations over the outer teeth start vertically and transition to diagonally as they move closer to the ears. Anybody watching a big 90s kid? I want to hear what your favorite cartoons were growing up. Leave it in the comment section below. Using natural fair, I added these little triangle sections below the bottom lip. Fill in the muscle along the side of the head using the same technique. The muscle along this section runs horizontally instead of vertically. This dude has muscles on his muscles. The high points on the neck detail are pronounced with skin tone, and the outside and middle section is red. Let me know what your favorite anime is in the comment section below. And if you had to pick one anime to be produced as a perfect live-action version, which one would you choose? Fill in the other outer portion of the neck with red and the central part of the throat. Add a few highlights and vertical striations to break up the flat red. I'm jumping past the chest and the traps because there were some details I couldn't show well on camera.
And no one wants to see Titan nips, you feel me?
Repeat the same process with the other section of the cheek. Outline the upper and lower teeth with red using a smaller liner brush. You can fill in the existing space with a slightly larger brush. Now I'm starting to feel that Titan power, like I could bust through a wall and eat a few humans. Do you guys think they should make a new version of Attack on Titan? What was your favorite aspect of the original anime? Leave it in the comment section below. At this point during the makeup, I think it was 2 a.m. and I was going cross-eyed, but I told myself, this one's for all the Levi Ackermans out there. Keep fighting your hearts out. For the eyes, there's a border of deep red around the eye socket with a mix of brown and black in the deepest area. The red sections have some striations that follow the eye socket shape, and the dark sections do as well. Your look is complete. Thanks for watching. Leave me a comment and don't forget to subscribe. Peace.